Good morning. I finished my small Lapbook this morning and I wanted to show you. It's kind of hard to show in pictures, so I thought I'd do a quick video. I used an old book cover and I just added a photo and some background. I used some antique die cuts to embellish it, but it's actually very plain. But for a Lapbook, I thought it was more appropriate than, I didn't want to add a lot of lace. Sorry about the shadow, but it's pretty early in the morning. The name of the book was 3 Weeks. So that's the cover. And when you open it up, we have another set of book covers. This is Flower Fables. Isn't that a gorgeous antique cover? Absolutely in love with it. So I have that on both sides here. This was actually the back of this. And then it opens up some more. And so let me show you this side first. I added this embossed little bit of flocking on this translucent envelope. I added some trim here, daisy trim, which is actually from a piece of antique lace. I just cut off the border of it and added it. I thought that made it look really pretty. I really just added it to where the sticky was for the original envelope, so that worked out really nicely. And inside I tucked in this little cover from a vintage Good Housekeeping. I believe this is from the 20s. Isn't she sweet? I just tucked her inside of there. And this little fairy with this great flower background just tucked in this little tuck spot here. So I basically added like a little mini journal on the next page after the envelope here. So this is a antique trade card. I copied it and made an envelope, and inside the envelope I tucked this sweet little girl. So we've got her. She fits really nicely in here. It kind of blends in, doesn't it? I thought they were so sweet in the field of flowers. I'm calling this Tending the Flowers. Some dyed paper. A friend on one of the Facebook pages, Vintage Crafters Cafe, she gave me the idea to use an old pan to lay that in that has all the grunge on the bottom, and this is what it picked up, and I love the way it came out. Just some pages here. This is the other half of this antique lace here that I just made a little tuck spot, and another Good Housekeeping cover. I love this one. Really great covers on those. So just coffee dyed paper, some papers that I had laying around trying to use up what I have. Look at all the great stuff on that one. This is an actual antique trade card, a business card, and I backed it with some cardstock to give it some more strength because it's pretty old. And I've got this little rose girl in here. This pretty background paper. And I'm sure some of these papers are digital, and I'm sorry, I don't know where I got them from. Here's another of that beautiful floral paper. And these sweet little girls working in the garden. I thought that was lovely. And then another antique trade card. These are all copies of the cards, so I put them on cardstock. And just coffee dye and pretty papers. Another little pocket that I made out of a trade card, and I tucked these little copies from seed packets inside there. So you got a couple little copies there, and then some more papers for journaling or adding more things. This is one of my favorites, this Poppy girl. Isn't she sweet? another copy of an antique trade card. I think this is Artie Mae's. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. And floral paper again. So I made this pocket and I covered it with some antique lace, kind of very sheer netted antique lace piece here. And just another copy of an old Valentine, which I thought was really sweet with the watering can there. Some pretty floral papers in the background here. So this cover opens up to this envelope, this mini journal, and then in the back this pocket with this little girl. So this is one side, and then as you can see here, I actually used the spine from this book cover just to decorate in here. So I've got a piece of fabric in underneath it to, you know, strengthen this spine here, but I just, this book cover is just so gorgeous, I didn't want to waste a scrap of it. Over here I just made a double pocket, so I've got a piece of a vintage envelope here, a journal card here from a vintage card, copy from a vintage card just tucks in there, and another, this is a copy actually of an antique book page. How sweet is that? And just a little diagonal tuck spot there, a little flower embellishment there, just tucks right in. And then this is actually an expanding file folder, well, an expanding envelope. So it's got a little bit of room here when you open it up. And I got a little magnet in here so it stays shut pretty well. And I used some antique lace here to embellish the fold over, so you can see that lace there. And then you've got the balance of the book here, and this pretty vintage fabric that I used to make the spine. But that's the book, and thanks for watching. I hope you like it. I have some ideas, and I have some friends who gave me some wonderful thoughts about uses for these lap books. So I think this is going to be an evolving thing for me. I've got a few other projects to work on in the meantime, but I do plan on being back to these with some variations. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.